Greetings, salutations, it's me, James, your BA Sensei, back with another Power Query tutorial. In today's video, we are going to take a data set that basically has a process ID and various steps within the process, right? And then it's got a sequence of dates of each step in the process. What I want to do is I want to take this list of processes and then basically add a step label there that basically tells you this is where it started, this is where it ended, this is step 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and iterates through everything in your data set. Well, enough talking. Let me show you how to do it. Okay, the first step is you click in your data set, you go to data, and you say from table or range. That pulls it into Power Query. As you can imagine, this exercise is going to be quite heavy on the table group function. I'm going to quickly show you. We're going to use the UI and go from there. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say transform group by. It's going to open this little window over there, the UI. I'm going to say I want to group it by the process ID. Yes. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to do all rows. And I'm just going to call this the labeled table. Now, look what it does in the back end. Click on that. You can see a little preview of what's going on in there. And we got the group rows table. I'm just going to rename this F2 there, grouped table. So if you look at that, there it is. Okay, so you basically have each of your processes summarized. And in there, you basically have your actions and your dates. Okay, I'm going to open the advanced editor over there because we're going to do a lot of nested queries and functions in here. So let's quickly look at your group table function. So first of all, we start at the group table. We say process ID, that's the thing we're grouping by. Cool, that's the first step. Second step is we have our column called labeled table. All right, and all of this stuff over there, that's just sugar syntax. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to press Shift and Enter, and this should give us the same result. See, so exactly the same thing. But let's quickly go back to Advanced Editor. We're going to do some nested let functions here, but I want to show you something about the each and underscore. So the underscore returns the table in context of each grouping that we did. But what I'm going to do is, because we're going to do a nested let, I'm going to say wrap this in brackets, and let's call this each something like table, and do a rocket dash. And then this underscore, I'm just going to call table as well. See what happens now. Basically, the each and the underscore does the same as this declared variable here, this declared table here. So if you go like this, exactly the same thing. Well, that's good to know. So that's actually a each, and that's actually an underscore. So what I'm going to do now is, the reason why I did that is because I'm going to do a nested let. You can see a let starts with, that's the syntax for mQuery. It starts with a let, ends with the n, and goes through the various steps, and it ends with the last step, or the step that you want to end with there. So we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to say let, and then we're going to have a in. The dates in here, my process steps are actually going to be ordered by the date. So I need to sort by date within this table. So this inner table, this is why I have this inner table over there. So I'm going to declare a new variable called sort table, and I'm going to say table sort. I'm going to say table, yes. And I want to sort by two things. I first want to sort by the process ID. And I want to say order ascending, yes. And then I want to sort by, let's say, the date. And I want to do order ascending as well. Okay, cool. So now you can see the let will then basically work like this. So that's the step within the let, and then I want to end with something there, and I'm going to return a sort table. And now what happened is it basically just returned this inner table as a sort table. Let's go back to the advanced editor. Another step done. Okay, so this is basically how a nested let works. It's a let within another let. That's a nested let. So now the next thing I want to do in here within my group, you can see I'm doing some advanced logic within my grouping. So now what I'm going to do is with this nested let, I'm going to say row count table row count, and I want to count everything in the sort table. So basically this one will give me 6 rows. Cool. Next step. Now what I want to do, I'm going to declare a new label, a new variable called labels. And in here, I'm going to say, there's 6 steps in this one. If you only have 1 step in there, so let's say if row count is 1, then I want to say, we're simply going to state start and end. The process had 1 step, it started and it ended in one fell swoop, right? Else, what I want to do in a case like this is, you can see this one has 6 rows. I want to have the start and the end, and they will always have the start and the end, and all the in-between steps will be step 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I need to create a list, let's say from 1 to row count. In this case, this one will contain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But what I want to do is I want to less it by 2 because I want to exclude the start and end steps in there, right? So this table, P1, should return only 1, 2, 3, 4 if I do this. And let's return the labels. You see that? There's the labels. Woo, okay, cool. So now let's go back there. I want to take these labels. I'm going to say step 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm going to say here, let's start a new row there. I'm going to say list transform because this is a list. I'm going to take this list and I'm going to say for each item in this list, the 1, 2, 3, and 4, take the word step and concatenate it with the underscore, basically for each item in there. But this is a number, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is going to make it text. So I need to convert this to, I'm going to use text from this value, and this should do it. If I say OK, this should now have a step 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's what we have there. Brilliant! But what I want to do in this case, I wanted to have a start and an end there as well. So what I want to do is I want to say list combine, and I want to take the word start, the first step, and I want to add it to this combine would be in a list, so I need to do the curly brackets there again. Combine that with the step 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then at the end there I want to say end, and end the curly bracket and end that step over there and say okay. So look what happened now. Now we have start, step 1, 2, 3, and end. Let's look at this one, this one, this one, this one. You see this one added 1 step. Yeah, there we go. We're getting very close to it. So let's go back to the advanced editor. Okay, so now the last thing that you want to do is we want to now combine the table with this list. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say cool. We're not done here yet with labels. We're going to start a new variable and we're going to call this one, let's call it with labels. I'll take my labels, which is my previous step, just a list, take that list and combine it with another list. I'm going to say take table, 2 columns, and I want to take my actual table and I want to concatenate that with that, and I'm going to end with labels, and it's a list of a list. That doesn't mean much to us. I'm going to go back in there. You're going to see the magic of this now. So we basically concatenated our table, which was a list of a list, and another list. I'm just going to do this, say table from, feed it that. Let's close it up and show you the magic of this. Now that made a table with column 1, there we go, process name, your steps, your dates, and then your actual steps. All I want to do now is I want to go in there. I want to actually give this table, this one as a second argument. I want to give it the column names. So the second argument for table from columns would be what are the columns. I'm going to say table column names, and I want to take the column names from table, and I want to concatenate that with a thing called step label, that last column. And I want to close this guy out. Let's see what we have. Let's see what we have. There we go. There we go. That's beautiful. And we're just going to add a new step. All right. And all I want to do now is I'm going to say table combine. I want to take my group table and I want to take my labeled table over there. End it off over there. And there we go. We have the whole thing. We have the whole thing. I'm just going to take this one and I'm going to convert that to data type date. And we're going to return it to Excel. And there we go. There's your solution. Well, I hope that really opened your mind on what you can do with Power Query once you understand the basics of your functions like grouping and how to do cool things with things like nested. Let's be a sensei. Signing out.